Greetings, family, greetings. And yes, welcome to the Courtroom Chronicles, Trials of South Africa. If it's your birthday today, we are sending you courtroom confetti and flowers. Receive them and enjoy your weekend. Yeah, blessings upon blessings. Now, let me ask you something. When was the last time did we see a South African criminal case move with this kind of speed and structure? I love what I'm seeing. The Jocelyn Smith case, it is setting a pace, guys, a pace that deserves a whole legal masterclass because wow, 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 wow. What is happening is not just a formality. We are seeing power play in motion. That is what we are seeing. So let's unpack why this upcoming sentencing that will be happening next week and the Section 204 witness matter than you can think. So let's get to part one of what happened today in court, in the Cape Town High Court. So today, our marvelous judge, Judge Nathan Charles Erasmus, we saw him in the High Court with the convicted kidnappers. They were back in court today, and this wasn't just another appearance. This was a scheduling chess game ahead for next week's sentencing, and everything is moving fast. I know of another case that we wish was moving fast. We are even wishing that it could just end this year. But yeah, anyway, we are not talking about it. We are here. So Advocate Swanepoel confirmed that all the social workers and experts report will be in by Monday or Tuesday. So one witness is testifying all the way from the US, guys. Hey, I told you this case deserves a legal masterclass. So this will be done virtually. It will be 3 a.m. that side, and this side it will be 8:30, 9:30 in the morning. Talk about dedication. That someone is willing to stay up at 3 a.m. just to testify, so that they will be in line with our time zone. Hey, yeah. We are learning. I told you, take lessons for yourself from these trials. Take lessons from the judge, the prosecution. Take lessons for yourself and apply those principles in your life. Already I'm taking this. That when you're dedicated, you wake up. When something needs to be done, it needs to be done. And this one is part of those important things that need to be done. And yeah, we are moving fast, and we love it for us and South Africa. So the judge is planning to power through the sentencing hearing in just 3 days. So from Tuesday to Thursday will be done. Day one, it's evidence and testimony. Day two, it's heads of arguments, and Thursday it's sentencing. That's what he said. That is what we are going to get. But here's where it even gets more serious now. Is that, do you remember our Section 204? Miss Lombard, Lorecia Lombard, aka Renz. Renz will have a separate hearing that will determine if she gets indemnity or not. So for her testimony that she gave us. So this isn't a side note, it's a massive legal move that I will break down shortly. I will tell you how this is going to work. So you know that I've spoken about the heads of argument. What are heads of arguments? No, they're not talking about weeks. Here they are talking about written summaries of each party's legal case. That's heads of argument. Think of them as battle plans. So now these are plans that are structured, that are persuasive, and they are backed by law. So whatever that you might say, it must have structure, you must persuade us, and it must have a backup of law. Ne? And then it has to have facts and precedent. So the judges rely on these to make quick and fast and fair decisions. So especially in this case, we are time pressed. Judge is working on a schedule, and he knows and has planned how he wants his things to be done. So who are these witnesses? So the witnesses that we are going to hear from are the social workers, are the psychologists, the virtual experts, the one that they said is in America, and maybe we've got others. What is their job? Their job is to give insight into the accused background. So if, for instance, Stefano van Rijn grew up maybe without a dad, grew up in a poor-headed family, and all of those things. These experts are bringing that into the picture. So now they will also tell us about their state of mind. Remember, they do this, ne? So we'll probably hear about that and whether there was anything that could mitigate or abrogate the sentence. So we are going to hear about that next week. This is the soul-searching part of justice, not about guilt only. It's not about you are guilty, you are guilty, you are guilty. We hear about the why of the sentence should be what it is. So we are going to hear about this next week. So another part that we're going to hear about, that we've heard about, is what is a Section 204 witness. For all the ones who are new on this channel, I'll be explaining this to you, but my other viewers, they already know. A Section 204 witness is someone who agrees to testify against others in a case. If they tell the truth and cooperate fully, then they might be granted immunity. Basically, protection from being charged. That is immunity that we are talking about. But Judge Erasmus made it clear today that Lombard's hearing on whether she gets immunity will be separate and held in the new court term in Cape Town, the third term. That's what he said. And then let's go to get to the fourth one, appeals. How and when are appeals made? Judge Erasmus was not playing around. He was not playing around. He wanted the defense to be ready to say immediately if they plan to appeal on the conviction or sentence. Normally, appeals are filled in after the sentence. So you get the sentencing and then the appeals come after. But preparation can begin the moment judgment is delivered. So grounds for appeal must be clear. That's what he said. He said, we are ready for you. Legal error, misapplication of the law, or a sentence that shocks the conscience of the court. This is what he wants to hear next week. So the last part of our video is the part 3, what to expect. What should we expect? So family, what we can expect is a fast-paced, intense week ahead. Expect reporting by Tuesday. Witnesses will be called and cross-examined. And then Thursday is the D-Day, if all goes according to plan. Because, you know, you might expect delays. We've seen today that delays do not magically disappear. Today's proceedings, they were ready, but we saw that the police couldn't get there in time. And Judge Erasmus was not happy at all. He was not happy with this. While the West Coast officers arrived early in court, they were there. Judge Erasmus was demanding answers, and he said he will be writing from the Department of the Correctional Services. And honestly, rightfully so, you could see that he's not happy in the morning. So he said there will be he will be expecting a written explanation on what happened this morning. So next week we'll be covering every day from Tuesday. Those proceedings, we'll be covering them. Make sure that you subscribe, you like, you hit that notification button, and don't forget to drop your comments below. So what do you think Laurentia Lombard will get? Will she get indemnity for cooperating, or do you think that it's about the tight deadline that the judge is talking about? Let's talk. And family, as always, please stay alert, stay educated, and never underestimate the power of justice. When it moves with purpose, like we are seeing in this, you know what, we have to clap our hands and, you know, say, Judge Erasmus and your team, you have done well. And this is what we want to see. We want to see court cases, trials starting and finishing as fast as possible, or as quickly as possible as they can. Yes, there will be delays. Yes, there will be a lot of things, but this is what we want to see. So with that being said, until next time, God bless. Oh yes, and I'm better. I think you can hear from my voice. Some of you have told me what to use, drink this, gargle with this, and I appreciate it. So yes, I'm much better. I'm not yet there, but I'm much better. And thank you for the love. Until next time, enjoy your weekend, and yes, your blessings. Enjoy them. And until the next one, God bless you.